Hello everyone, and my name is Li Mao Chen, and today I'm going to talk about emerging technology, the 3D printing. Today I would like to divide my presentation into 5 different parts. The first one is the technology description and the SWOT analyze, the current use and application, and then the current maturity and the future predictions. So now here we go. Okay, so now let's begin at part 1, the description of 3D printing. So what exactly is 3D printing? 3D printing is a process of creating physical objects from digital models. It involves build up an object layer by layer using a variety of materials such as plastic, metal, or ceramic. And the process of 3D printing is not complicated. There are 3 main steps which can be done using computer-aided design software or through the use of 3D scanning technology. And once the model is complete, it is sent to a 3D printer which reads the data and creates the object by depositing material layer by layer. And of course, there are several different types of 3D printing technology today, and a few of the most common ways including the fused deposition modeling, selective laser sintering, and stereolithography. Each of these technologies works slightly different, but the basic principle is the same. In addition to its use in manufacturing, 3D printing has also found application in a variety of other fields, including medicine, architecture, and even fashion. Okay, now let's move to the history of 3D printing. Actually, I just want to show you guys the source of the 3D printing. First of all, the Dr. Hideo Kodama from Japan was actually the first recorded person to experiment with 3D printing technology in the early 1980s. However, he never completed all the requirements to obtain the patent. And after that, the first 3D printing method, stereolithography, was created by Chang Hu in 1984. Okay, so now let's talk about the current development state. So in this part, I would like to show you a chart to prove that 3D printing is doing very well today. So from the graph, we can see that the market size from 3D printing has been a steady upward trend from the 2013 to the 2021. And rising from the $4.4 billion in 2013 to $21 billion in the 2021. And I believe this amount will continue to rise steadily and significantly in the 2023 and beyond. Okay, so now let's move to part 2, SWOT analysis of the 3D printing. First of all, let's talk about the strengths and weakness of the 3D printing. About the strengths, 3D printing has a flexible design and rapid forming, and compared to the traditional manufacturing industry, the 3D printing has a less cost, and it also has a strong sustainability. And 3D printing also do a good job in the healthcare industry. About the weakness, the 3D printing has a limited material, and the plastic is the most common material now. And the 3D printing also has some harmful emission. It's really bad for the body health. And 3D printing is also helpful to some criminal organizations to help them to make some dangerous weapons production. And it also may increase the piracy and the layoffs. Okay, so now let's talk about the opportunities in 3D printing. So the first point is the healthcare, and healthcare is quickly approaching a turning point for 3D printing. Through the creation of organ models, bone and joint implants, and precise equipment, technology has successfully improved the surgical techniques. And the second one is the aerospace industry and the national defense. And in the report 3D printing in the aerospace and defense market trends given by Streets, and it is stated that the global aerospace and defense 3D printing market size is $1.35 billion in 2021. It is expected to reach an expected value of $8.66 billion by the 2030s. And the last point is the sustainability. And the traditional manufacturing technique can be wasteful and rely heavily on raw materials and energy. Instead of carving a thing out of a massive piece of metal or plastic, 3D printing precisely constructs the object layer by layer. And now let's move to the threats of the 3D printing. This technology carries some hazards and threats, even though it has the ability to revolutionize production and create new opportunities for the creativity. And the first point is it's easy to making weapons, right? The 3D printing could make it simpler for individuals and organizations to generate guns and other harmful goods covertly because of its capacity and swiftly and really create complex objects. And the second one is the theft of the intellectual property. And people may quickly make the replicates of goods and commodities, and they are covered by the patents, the trademarks, and and copyright thanks to 3D printing, and this may result in a large loss of income for businesses and artists, as well as a general decline in the value of the intellectual property. And the last one is the environment issues. And environmental issues have surfaced as 3D printing requires materials and energy. Some material used in 3D printing can be toxic, and some materials can used to create 3D printed objects can lead to pollution and other negative environment impacts. Okay, so now let's come to part 3, the current uses and the application. The first point is the bioprinting. The medical industry will undergo a change thanks to 3D printing as materials and technology advance. The dental implants and the custom prosthetics are already made using 3D printing. We might even have the means or reproduce human organs in the near future. And the second point is the manufacturing. 3D printing is also widely used in the manufacturing. A variety of industries, including the aerospace, automotive, medical, and consumer goods, can employ the 3D printing to make modest quantities of parts and things. With a market share of more than 70% in 2021, the industry printer sector will rule the market in terms of a printing tape. Many familiar car brands are also using 3D printing technology. This amount is anticipated to reach the $12.4 billion by 2028. And for example, the Bentley produced over 15,000 3D components in the 2021. Okay, so the last opportunity is education. 3D printing helps educators, teachers, and students connect the theory and practice. In some relative hands-on subjects, this is also more appealing to the students. And according to the survey, the market share for 3D printing in education expected to increase to $720.31 million from the 2021 to the 2026, and growing at our CAGR of 11.68%. Okay, so now let's move to the part 4, the current entry and the future projections. Currently, a number of 3D printing technologies are accessible, each with a unique set of benefits and drawbacks. The FDM, SLA, and SLS are the most popular forms. The most used technically is FDM, mainly because it is inexpensive and simple to operate. In terms of the application, 3D printing is employed in numerous sectors, including the consumer goods, healthcare, aerospace, and the automobile industry. However, there are some characteristics of such a high technology that are immature, such as the fact that a criminal organization can use it for the production of dangerous weapons, and that it can cause unemployment for ordinary people working in a traditional manufacturing. So all in all, 3D printing offers numerous benefits in many industries. However, it will not replace traditional manufacturing. It is still a major technology, and there are a number of drawbacks that need to be considered when choosing a product development method. Okay, so regarding the predictions for the future, it is anticipated that 3D printing will keep gaining acceptance and popularity across a range of industries. The cost of the technology is anticipated to decrease, making a larger spectrum of customers able to access it. In addition, it is anticipated that the range of materials available for 3D printing will increase, enabling the development of even more sophisticated and intricate goods. Additionally, by employing mass customization and on-demand production, 3D printing is anticipated to completely alter the way goods are produced. Manufacturers will benefit from shorter turnaround times and lower inventory costs as a result. And lastly, by minimizing waste and the need for transportation, 3D printing will also play a significant part in sustainable production. Okay, so in conclusion, as a technology that is fast developing, 3D printing has already started to alter how items are created and developed. As the technology develops further, it will be more extensively used and create new opportunities for a variety of sectors. Increased accessibility, a wider range of materials, and mass customizations are expected to characterize 3D printing in the future. This development will be inevitably result in more effective, environmentally friendly, and applicable production process. Okay, so that's all my presentation today, and thanks for you guys watching. And if you guys have some questions, you can contact me on this email and I will reply you on the first time. See you guys next time.